Thank you. Good evening, Tea Partiers, Virginians, and Patriots all. It's great to have you here tonight in my place in Albemarle County. I want to ask one question before we get started tonight. The question I want to ask you is, if you all think that we should send our current Congressman Perriello to put him out of the job in November of this year, I'd like to hear you say, yeah. But we have to remember, that's what we're up here and about. We want to beat Tom Perriello in November, and we want to bring that seat back to the 5th District. We want to take it away from Nancy Pelosi and people like that. Now, I want to tell you why I think I'm the right candidate for that. This is not a new venue to me. This is a familiar place to me. For the last 10 years, I've been sitting up here at this dais protecting the constitutional rights of the people of Albemarle County. Now, a lot of people here from other areas, they wouldn't know that. But I didn't win this race by not being a strong conservative candidate. In fact, the race that I won was held for 12 years prior to my winning it by a very liberal Democrat. And I took that seat, and I've been in it for the last 6 years. And I've won 2 elections. I didn't come by it easy because those elections were very contested by strong Democratic candidates that I ran against. And when I got here, I didn't go back on the promises that I made to the people that got me elected because I stood against a very liberal board. If you know about Albemarle County, you know it's not known for its conservatives. And for many years, it was a 5-1 vote, with me being the one vote who had to go against the liberals who are up here and sit up at this dais with me on a regular basis. And I'm running out of time.
Unfortunately. I want to thank you for having me here this evening. My name is Jimckelvey. A little bit about myself. Raised in poverty, subsidized on welfare, single mother, raising 5 kids, working full-time. Father died an alcoholic. How I got where I am today, working 70, 80 hours a week, and living the American dream of opportunity. Why am I here tonight? I'm fed up with the government spending our children's and grandchildren's future while ignoring the Constitution. First, balance the budget. I will set out to cut the government by 20% in my first 2 years. How can I do that? If under the Obama administration we can increase the government by 20% in 2 years, we can darn well cut it 20% in 2 years. Second, term limits. Our politicians have abandoned their constituents and abandoned their upholding the Constitution, which they have sworn to do. Third, illegal immigration. I'm a contractor. Put me down that border, I'll build that wall ahead of schedule and below budget. I want to know who is in this country. Fourth, national security, more specifically terrorism. Terrorism. Guantanamo stays open. We tried the terrorists at Guantanamo. They are war criminals, and they do not deserve any rights under our Constitution. And lastly, thank you to our military, because it is those people who are supporting our Constitution and protecting our freedom. Thank you.
Well, I want to also thank everyone for coming out today. My name is Michael McPadden. I'm from North Garden, Virginia, and I'm running for Congress because at the root of the problem is that we are losing our liberties, folks. When you sit there and watch Washington spend our children's inheritance, that money is property, and that property represents liberty. As we watch these people pass laws and increase the regulations on our daily lives, what they're taking away from me ultimately is liberty. It is something that we have to attack, because we have to send people to Congress today in order to, excuse me, we need to send people to Congress that are willing to fight back and stop the growth and the expansion of government. That is a direct assault on liberty. Thank you.
Make sure you restart that clock. My name is Ferrin from Rustburg, Virginia, just south of Lynchburg. I'm running as a conservative middle-class candidate. I believe that educating conservatism is as important as legislating conservatism, and that's what, in my opinion, was wrong with the '94 election. We educated, won, and then we stopped educating, and liberalism filled the void. You know, liberals can't beat us on the arena of ideas. That's why they go negative, and that's why they go very hostile. That's why they go very personal. With liberals, if you disagree with them, you're a racist. If you disagree with the policies that are being instituted, it's because you don't like the race of the president. They can't beat us on the arena of ideas, but what they can do is out-strategize us. What they do is They find candidates who can motivate people, who can educate their philosophy, one who can bring the people to their feet, and they say, I don't care what you were doing before, I don't care if you were maybe a community organizer 2 years ago, we're going to put you in office. Republicans, however, find whoever's next. When a conservative runs for office and has no experience, they say it's not your turn. When a liberal runs for office and has no experience, it's called change we can believe in. This last week, socialized medicine was stopped in its tracks. However, the current regime is intent on continuing a destructive system of from everyone their ability to everyone their needs, and we need our young people, everyone in America needs to understand the danger in accepting and believing that philosophy, and that's what my campaign is about.
Hi, I'm Feda Morton. I live in Fluvanna County. I'm an AP biology teacher at Fluvanna County High School. I've lived and worked and served the people of the 5th District my whole life as a teacher, mother, wife, coach, school board member, and unit chair. I'm one of you. I'm an ordinary, hard-working citizen activist who can understand, listen, and fight for your rights in Washington as the founders intended. I was a conservative yesterday when, as a homeschooling mom, I worked to get Mike Ferris elected. I am a conservative today as I fight for 10th Amendment Freedom Acts, and I'll be a conservative tomorrow when I go to Washington and fight for our constitutional rights of life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness as given to us by God. Obama, Pelosi, and Perriello are seeking to destroy our American dream with reckless spending, massive public debt, and expansive government programs. They are choking the life out of our businesses with taxes and regulations. Tom Perriello is wrong for this district. He does not listen to the people. He must be defeated in November, and I look forward to that challenge. With that challenge, I bring a work ethic that was instilled in me by my mother. When I was 10, my dad died. I was the oldest of 5, and my mom went to work as a waitress here in Charlottesville in a milk restaurant. But rather, as she qualified, I found out later she qualified for welfare, and she would not take that. Instead, she went to work, and that is the type of work ethic that my mom instilled in us. All of us work today, and that's the type of work ethic I bring to this campaign so that we can defeat Tom Perriello in November if you give me your vote on June the 8th.
I'm Laurence Verga, and I would like to start tonight with a question. When have you had enough? I asked myself that question a few weeks ago when I was talking to Bob Moore, the CFO of Arath Veneer in Rocky Mount, a company that just a few years ago had over 170 employees, and now is down to 20 and is probably going to close the door in a matter of weeks. It saddened me to imagine years ago that business bustling with people, and as I walked through I couldn't see a soul. This is the devastation of an overreaching government and irresponsible politicians like Tom Perriello, who raise our taxes and give us a government knows best programs that help GM and let the small guy like Arath Veneer go by the wayside. I don't know about you, but I would like to see an elected official that has to look an employee in the eye, like I've had to, and say, the economy's bad. We can no longer afford your salary. We're going to have to let you go. Well, America, Virginia, and the 5th District, we can and we will do better. Together we can bond and guarantee that our children and grandchildren will grow up in the great country that we grew up in. Thank you very much.